Hello, this is Catherine Dubberly, the Answer Lady. I'm a big fan of KISS looms, and I am cooperating with Kelly at KISS to present to you a whole series of looming techniques especially for KISS. We're going to do this on all sorts of KISS looms, so you get to see every basic technique on your own loom. Welcome and enjoy. Let's work the long tail cast on the fine gauge fixed loom. It begins with a long tail, so we're going to measure off 3 times the length of the area that we want to cast on, and I'm always a little bit generous just in case. Knot a loop into the yarn and hang the loop on the first peg you want to stitch on. Here's my long tail. Here's my working yarn. The long tail is going to make an E-wrap going behind the pin and around the peg with the cursive letter E. Then the main yarn is going to U-wrap the same peg, and we'll knit it over. Tighten up the tail that made the E-wrap. Do it again on the next peg. Around the pin, behind the pin, around the peg, making the cursive letter E. Working this direction, I'm actually making backwards E's. U-wrap with the main yarn, knit the bottom loop over the top. Behind the pin, E around the peg, U with the other piece of yarn, knit over. Behind the pin, E-wrap the peg, U-wrap the peg, knit the bottom loop over the top, and adjust. E-wrap, U-wrap, knit. E-wrap, U-wrap, knit. E-wrap, U-wrap, knit, adjust. Resist the temptation to do several E-wraps and then you wrap them all at once, because if you do that, you won't get to do this, and you will end up with some very sloppy cast-on stitches. It won't be an appealing thing at all. This makes a pretty looking chain stitched edge that resembles a crocheted cast-on, and in my opinion is easier to do on this loom. It's quite stable. It stretches only a little. It doesn't pull in very much. Well, it doesn't pull in at all. And it makes a nice looking edge. It is not ideal if you need an enormous amount of stretch at the edge, so there are places for another type of cast-on. But if you will use this one for things like sweater hems and lower edges of scarves, try it out. You'll get faster at it. It seems slow at first, and I think you will find it very nice. There we go.